So how are you feeling? As we say in the UK, how are you feeling in yourself? So this is a little bit of a tap in, a connection with you all, and just a note swap on actually what's been going on with the energies and what is really playing out at the moment. So I'm going to try and do like a bit of an energy forecast at the end of each month, or thereabouts, just to you know, swap notes and get a bit more clarity on where this thing called life is going, right? So the biggest thing that I want to talk about today is this slowing down, this it's coming, the wheels have started to slow right down, basically. And we've come to a point which is really slow / still. Now, you can have two perceptions and two experiences of that. So when we get to what I call still point, it's that 0 point. When we get to that point, it's like nothingness. Now, you can have nothingness, meaning, oh my God, I've got nothing, panic, panic, panic. Or you can have nothingness, as in you have really tapped into that still point, peace, that ground zero, which is amazing, because when you get to that place and everything just slows down and stops, there's actually a big expansion that goes with that. And that's where creation really, really comes from, and the flow is. But this is the thing, right? Our perceived conditioning is always that we create when we're busy. We go out there and hard work. We've got to go, 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 go. And then what's happened with the energy since the big shift in December is that go, 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 go is old paradigm, because it's the illusion. That's not where things are created from. That just keeps us distracted from being connected to our inner energy. But now we've come to this stillness. Our ego, our mind is saying, this is bad, this is bad. We're going to die, we're going to die. We're not going to create, you know, panic, 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 no money, no jobs, everything's coming to a standstill. So that's what I'm saying with your perceived reality. You're either on that side or you're at this other side of it where you're like, right, this is what needs to happen for us to tap into that happier life, the life that we really want. We know that in that stillness point is where everything is. But it's alien to us because we've forgotten actually that is where everything is. So it's a little bit bipolar and it's a little bit back to front. But when you're in this, like basically what's happened is everybody's jobs have slowed down, if not disintegrated, which means the perceived earning capacity of money, currency, has come to a standstill as well. And we went through a hell of a year last year, going from having our freedom and everything like that, and then all of a sudden not. And we're now this year, and we're kind of really feeling the extremities of that, which where we are right now is that still point. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing, because what it is bringing is major change. So I'm going to try and relate this as much on the ground as possible to life. So if it's coming to a real standstill, like if you've been an engineer for 15 years, all of a sudden your company you work for has kind of just gone, well, we got to close our doors. You're sitting here and you're like freaking out and you're like, well, I know nothing else apart from engineering. But I ask you this, let's go into that. Let's unpack that. Did you even like engineering? In fact, did you even like your job? Did you like the hours that you worked, you know? Or did you never really give it any time or thought because you were just in that run of just being a robot and a slave to the system? You didn't, because you've got so used to that. So were you even digging that vibe anyway? So now you've been given this space and this time to go, well, what else could I do with my life? Again, that can come from panic, or it can come from, wow, there's new things to explore now. What do I really want to do? You know, this is giving me a chance to basically unlock and disconnect and, you know, close that old paradigm, and maybe round the corner, maybe there's something much better for me. Many people are finding that since they've been working at home, they don't need to go to a busy office and pay all this rent. Many people find that working with their cat at their feet, doing their job from home, walking in the garden on a cup of tea and just ease and flow, that's been better for their stress levels. And as a result of it, they found a lot more expansion from changing their environment. So it's to really focus in on what these perceived like hectic realities have brought to us. Are they really that hectic? Are they really that scary? So I'm asking you to look between the cracks. So come off the top layer of like, oh my God, deer in the headlights. And I'm asking you to come to the cracks in between and just go, but what's in between there? Because that is where the new world is. That is where our new money is. That is where our dreams and infinite possibilities, which you never thought were going to be possible, are now probable. They're going to happen. But we have to go through this purge of outmoded belief systems of how to earn our money and how we're supposed to work and how we're supposed to go about it. That's got to fall away. So when that falls away, you will very much feel that in your cells. You will very much feel that in your body and in tight knot in your stomach, and you will be freaking out, because that's what needs to happen to go through the experience to purge it. Because if you don't feel it, you can't clear it. Do you know what I mean? So it has to come through that system. So what I'm trying to say to you is, don't believe the hype. Because illusion, that's what illusion means. It's like a perceived reality, which is not truth. But to get beyond that perceived reality, that negative illusion, you got to go through the purge process. And this is it right now. So it's about holding fast, grounding, really coming in your center. And I'm going to take you now from this space, going into your center, and really starting to take this quiet time, which you've been gifted. So yeah, you sat at home twiddling your thumbs, whatever. Use the time for expansion, not constriction. Meaning sitting at home freaking out, going, where's my next dollar going to come from? Rather go, wow, I've got time on my hands. How can I expand into this? You know, what could be really, really beneficial to me having this time on my hands, rather than sitting in the corner rocking backwards and forwards going, oh my God. You know, there's always different experiences to be had in this life. So it's about shifting dimensions with it. So now, in that time that you have, now is the time you take your pen and you start to actually have a look at where have you been and where do you want to go. And it doesn't matter where you want to go. I mean, for example, you could have been working in a bank and that's closed down for you now. And now it's like, well, what do I want to do? Don't make decisions which make sense to add on to the banking training you've done. If that needs to be left alone, leave it alone. Let it fall away in the separation consciousness, which was December prior. Let it fall away. So now think about it in the unity consciousness, which is the energy we're in now, this oneness wisdom. Really tap in, have a quiet moment, sit in the garden, ask for guidance and go, right, what is it that makes my heart sing? Where do I want to go? So you might go from a banking system to all of a sudden wanting to open a kiddie school, or something complete left field and say, well, I want to go and open a stables and you know, play with horses. It can be done. But this is where the sacred yes comes in, because in our minds, we go, yeah, that's what I want to do. And then we think like, okay, that's us putting our order in. But no, it needs to go a bit deeper than that. Write it down, like make some ideas, channel some ideas down on a piece of paper, and then have a sacred yes, meaning tapping in to your energy field and saying to the universe, I want this. Yes, I do. That's what I want. And this is what we all forget to do, to actually consciously say, that's where I want to go. Please, can I have it? In our minds, we go, that would be nice to go there. But have we gone and actually asked for it? And have we actually stood and gone, yes, bring it? That's very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. And I know this to be true because I was always one of those people going, well, I kind of want this and I kind of want that. And recently I've been on a very, very powerful course working with some amazing beings under an amazing teacher. And the sacred yes has been all about this. And, you know, since I've worked in this manner, things have come online for me and I've completely changed direction into where I want to go with my work and what I want to do. So the sacred yes, it's really, really, really important. So looking on my list here, there was something else I wanted to talk about. Repositioning. Yes. So repositioning / changing your environment. This is where your focused awareness needs to go now. So for example, you know, it's very practical spiritual, as I always say. There's some legwork to go into it. It's not just about kind of like tapping into your energy and going, yes, there's my sacred yes. And then you go and sit in the back of the cave and expect it all to be brought to you. That's not how it works. You have to pitch up. You know, you can't go to a business meeting and have them all pitch up at your meeting place and you're still at home in your pajamas and expect some kind of creation to happen. No, you have to put your clothes on, go to that meeting, sit at the same table as them, discuss an idea and a plan, agree upon something. Well, I'm going to bring this to the table and I'm going to make this work. The other side of your team says, well, we'll do this for you. And then boom, magic happens. So what I mean by that is, you know, you've got to you've got to now start to change your environment. So for example, there's no point in sort of saying, well, I want to open up a stables and I would love to work with horses and all this kind of thing, yet you're living in a high rise in the city. There's no way that you are going to be positioned to bring something like that in. And that also starts from an internal energy shift as well, which again comes from the sacred yes. Okay, because until you say yes, that activation and ignition has to happen from the sacred yes, and then things will start turning and moving, and you'll find that you move into the countryside and then things start to unfold. So that's what I'm talking about, changing your environment, you know. It can also go down to your personal life, you know, toxic people around you, people that just don't feed your soul, yet you're waking up and you're kind of feeling like, you know, I need a higher vibration in communication that I have around me. And that might come in a social life. So again, clean it up. You know, you can't sit in a house and it's full of junk and you expect to have a high vibration, because that shit's going to bring you down, you know. So it's really important to reposition yourself in alignment with where you want to go. So that's what I'm talking about, you pitching up to the party to meet spirit halfway, or the universe halfway, to bring you what you need. So just to surmise, okay, still point, okay, how are you connecting with that? Are you freaking out, which will just keep you in stagnancy and in the same place? Or are you looking at it as a chance for expansion and growth and, ooh, what's in here? Where have I not been before? That's one thing, okay? And then also understanding that the money has to kind of become to a standstill as well, because old paradigms are falling away. So when it speeds up again, you will have a different vibration with money, or it'll be of a higher vibration, and then it will come. But that has to come, that will only come when you have aligned in your heart with a career maybe, or a life that brings you joy. Because if you're stuck in a job and it's shit and you don't like it, that vibration is going to just bring in more negativity. So it's really important that you are aware of what's going on inside of you, because that is what is going to vibrate at a certain level and bring you much of a muchness. So it's law of attraction kind of vibes, but it's got to start within. The shift has to start within. But like I say, this year is going to be very, very intense, very intense. And I mean that because of all the change that's going to come in. The change is all good, but it's your perception and it's humanity's perception about this change. Are you going to freak out, or are you going to work with it and understand the bigger purpose? Rise above it and understand what's going on here. Governments are falling, money's falling away, darknesses are being revealed. Finally, we are now unplugging from the old system, and that needs to happen. So now you're going to start feeling your light. You're going to start feeling freedom and flow. And another thing that's coming through that I'm just going to finish with now is, in my experience, things have started to fall into my lap. And even when I channel and I try and clear things, I've gone to my guides, well, is that it? Like, isn't there more? That was really easy. And then the next day I've gone through a huge shift, which has been amazing. And they're like, it is that easy. So we overcomplicate everything. So let's not do that anymore, and understand and know that it is very, very simple. It's as simple as saying the sacred yes. So are you ready to embrace, expand, and have a conversation with your energy and be the master creator of it? Or are you going to be dragged around by the scruff of your neck trying not to die? As I always say, let go or be dragged. So I'm going to leave you with that, and hopefully some of that resonates. And yeah, say yes, man. Say yes. Thanks for listening. Peace.